What is the worst response to nudes? Story 1. True story. While away during work-related travel, my wife had sent a risk photo to me. Due to spotty cell coverage at the time, any messages I sent or received came in late and out of sequence. The trending news item at the time related to the death of a well-known television star. So the cell signal happens, my wife's boobs show up. The text I'd sent a few hours before went through. The response she got to her picture. Did Betty White die? Story 2. My mom, or dad, thinks you look great. Story 3. Hi, this is X from high school. Did you mean to send that to someone else? This actually happened. She was mortified. Story 4. You might want to get that checked out by a doctor. Story 5. At least you have a nice personality. Story 6. Please resubmit your application and ensure that the document you are uploading is your up-to-date resume. Story 7. I send back a picture of one of the fattest hairless cats I can find. Story 8. There's a blind lady on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or something that gets sent dick pics a lot. She was saying how it's pointless because she doesn't see them, but she gets the images read to her by an app. One image reading was possibly man's head and a mushroom growing out of the ground or something close to that. Imagine receiving a "why the shroom" pic. After sending a nude, it would be enough to make anyone's little dude shrivel up and die right then and there. Story 9. My hubby likes to send me pics when he is in the mood. One night we are sitting across from each other in the living room when he sends me a pic. I glance up and see him grinning ear to ear but not making eye contact. I pretend to not notice yet, and after a few moments reply, "Does your wife know you were sending pictures like this to your boss?" I knew as soon as he clicked on the message he would be able to see that it was from me, but for a few moments I watched as my message popped up in his notification tray and his face drained of all red. He stared at the notification for like 15 seconds, and then looked up at me with the most horrified face and just said, "Oh no." Then I started laughing. Anyways, something like that, but not a prank. Story 10. A friend of mine tried to send me nudes once. She knew I thought she was hot, but had no intention of ever actually sleeping with me. I think she got off on people wanting her. I don't know, she was weird. Anyway, I didn't actually receive those nudes. The next time I saw her, she was pissed at me. She was saying how I was being a and clearly just joking. I had no idea what she was talking about. She showed me her phone. Turns out she put in the wrong area code. The response she got was wrong number. Also, this means that when I had hit on her nearly a year prior, she kept the napkin I had written my number on, but never put it in her phone. Story 11. I was spicy texting a girl in college and she asked me for a pic. We've been replying to each other within seconds, basically all night, and after I sent the picture, she went radio silent. Friends, before we continue our video, I want to remind you of the importance of subscribing to our channel. We are also waiting for your comments and likes. Thank you. Let's move on to the video. Story 12. I once gave a girl on Reddit advice and confidence on how to ask a guy out. She did, but she got rejected. She came back to me and sent an unsolicited nude, and to be honest, she was really not my type. I made a joke and said, "You should have sent that to him," but she brushed it off and said, "Feel free to also share." I just responded with, "I have a girlfriend." I do not have a girlfriend. Story 13. Remove that abomination. Story 14. I'm 9. Story 15. Your dads are better. Story 16. Sorry, I don't study microbiology. Story 17. A girl sent me an unsolicited nude once, so I replied, "At least you tried." She never sent another one. Story 18. I guess you can call that a Story 19. I can literally smell it. Story 20. Okay, thanks. Story 21. If you are still at the kebab shop, I will have a doner with mayo too. Story 22. I once had a girl complain about her ugly roast beef to me. She was told by some guy it wasn't attractive, if offered to give her a subjective opinion on it, so she sent a pic of the neatest, tidiest trim I had ever seen. Clearly it was a ham wrap and not a roast beef sandwich. For the record, all styles are lovely and wonderful. I let her know her lady was conventionally attractive and not at all ugly in any sense of the word, and that said fellow was likely negging her. Then she got mad that I was giving her a clinical, subjective opinion and not to her. I was so put off by her attitude, I deleted the pic and to her sister. Story 23. I once had a girl who somehow ended up thinking I was hot or something. Still don't know what I did besides do a country accent that she must have thought was hot. We only shared one class together where we sat close to each other. I was finished with my work, so I asked the teacher, who was a piano teacher, if I can go screw around with the pianos in the other room. She didn't care. 5 minutes later, the girl who sat near me came in and started talking to me. Then she goes, "Hey, wanna see my nudes?" I thought she was joking and kind of laughed it off, but no. She pulled out her phone and showed me a full frontal nude of herself and asked me what I thought. I was so taken aback I just was uncomfortable because I hadn't even thought of this girl this way. I'm pretty sure I complimented her to be nice, but quickly found a reason to try and leave the room, where she then grabs my hand, puts it on her chest, and said, "Stay with me." I still cringe to this day, but I was said it would take a lot more than that to get me to stay. I didn't even mean it, I was just uncomfortable, but didn't want to make her feel bad. As I reached for the doorknob, the teacher opened the door because it was a little side room where the piano sat. So I guess I made the right decision because we totally would have been caught, but Dan, I look back and think I totally missed an opportunity, lol. I just had never had a girl so open about what she wanted before, and I didn't know how to respond. Story 24. No response, just screenshot. Story 25. Sorry to say this, Dave, but you've posted your nudes to the work chat group. Funny story, but on the afternoon radio chat in my area recently, they were asking embarrassing work nicknames, and essentially one bloke was dubbed Stiffy due to taking a picture of his piece with a work mobile, which inadvertently uploaded said photo to the workplace cloud database, resulting in the whole workforce seeing said photo. Story 26. Send a cursed video of Peppa Pig along with an old untraceable demonic ritual. Then proceed to send a lobster emoji, then don't respond for a very long period of time. Story 27. A link to it enhancement advert. Story 28. Taking a screenshot and sending it back to the person with the caption "ha," followed by "sorry, wrong person." Story 29. You guys are getting nudes? Story 30. This happened to me a few weeks ago. Guy met me here on Reddit. We chatted for a bit. He told me he appreciated my profile and asked to see more. I was in a horny mood, so I sent him a photo. He then dims me about how he normally likes girls less fat and with much lighter skin and who are prettier, but that no other women would respond to his messages. I didn't really know what to say to all that, so I didn't reply. Then, an hour later, he asks for another photo. I say, "Lol, you said I was fat and too dark, though." He said, "You are, but I'm desperate." So I just blocked him after that. Story 31. I was 17 and my sister had this 18-year-old friend I was into. I told her such, and she told me she was into me as well. So I asked her if she wanted to see my Mr. Fantastic. What I really said was, "Would you like to see a nude?" She's like, "Sure." Long story short, she was working with my sister to get me put in jail. She called the police on me, sent the pictures out to my mom and dad, told them it was unsolicited, and told the cops I was a pedo and offender in the making. I think that's as bad as it could get. Story 32. This girl at one of my old jobs sent me nudes, and I respond with neat. Apparently this somehow affected her self-esteem. I wasn't ever interested in her and never flirted with her. She liked me, but never told me or tried to talk to me outside of speaking in innuendos. But overall, I just was not interested in her beyond anything professional. I got her number because when I first started with that company, she made herself out to be a supervisor, only for me to find out later that she wasn't. She wasn't even in my department. She literally saw me on my first day and came up to me and said, "If you're having trouble getting stuff handled around here, call me," and gave me her number. Story 33. Wrong number, Dad. Story 34. I had a buddy and we used to share nudes. One day I was feeling extremely horny and started sending her nudes. She replied, "Please stop, I'm at the movies with my children." I never felt more cringe. Story 35. Apparently me saying, "Yo, this is hot and all, but you have a boyfriend. This isn't right." And me acting like it never happened around her apparently makes me the one who made it awkward. This is a good note to end on. Please write your stories in the comments. I'll be happy to add them to future videos. Also, you can rate our other videos. We would be very grateful. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.